How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln Families as their realtor for more than 31 years. And I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Clear skies expected tonight as we'll drop down to an overnight low of around 29. More incredible February warmth on the way tomorrow. An afternoon high of around 66 degrees. It will be breezy again. West-southwest winds gusting over 20, close to 25 miles per hour at times. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pearsonell.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pearsonell, but Pearsonell has confidence in Pearsonell.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I am Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, as always, back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. We got DeMornay Pearsonell, the host, as always, streaming in. And again, if you guys ever want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line, that's 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, Allo Channel 961. But nonetheless, DeMornay Pearsonell, how's it going on this Monday?
I'm glad it's not cold anymore.
Yeah. Hey, knock on wood. That's you never know. For another snowstorm. I'm not going to count it out. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that long ago. We had one in March. Maybe I'm wrong, but you can always correct me on that. But I'm not going to count it out yet. But yeah, we do got some nice weather finally. I think it's supposed to even get up to 60s tomorrow, which is incredible.
Keep climbing, baby. That's all I'm worried about.
But we got plenty of things here to talk about on this Monday. It was a busy weekend for Supernovas, for Husker Athletics, for NBA, if you're super into the All-Star contest and everything that falls in between those. We'll probably want to dive into that one because that score for that All-Star game was absolutely outrageous. They got to fix that thing fast. I don't know how much longer people are going to want to watch that, but we'll save that for end. Real quick, let's go ahead and talk about the win for Nebraska basketball. Switched over to college as they were able to take down Penn State, the Nittany Lions. I believe it was Saturday's game, and it was one of those where it wasn't very pretty for either team. Going into it. It was ugly. It was definitely what you would call an 11 a.m. game. Both teams looked asleep. You saw it in the shooting numbers. Field goal percentages, Penn State 33% from the floor, 21% from three. Nebraska 44% from the floor, 19% from three. Pretty gross for both teams there. Not what you'd want. 14 turnovers for Penn State, 13 for Nebraska. But we do something which we struggled to do at home. We beat them in rebounds, 42 rebounds to Penn State's 31. And really, there wasn't a whole ton of splitting factors in this one other than you made more free throws and you shot just a little bit better on a team that was shooting poorly. I do still think it was a good win for Nebraska, just simply for the fact that their defense is definitely a result of some of that bad shooting. Now, Penn State was missing open shots, but I was impressed by their defensive ability to continue them to force that really bad shooting night. But what are your quick thoughts? Nebraska gets the win over Penn State, get to 18 wins already at this point in the season.
A win is a win. You rather be in that column, rather it's an ugly win versus than a good loss. So not going to complain there. They got the job done. There's things to work on and what to be better at and whatnot. But I mean, I'm not going to be a dead horse. You did what you needed. You took care of the ball enough to get the W out of it. So, you got to start playing consistent. It's crunch time. Excuse me. Heading into the Big Ten tournament, no home advantage. So, you better start. Your team better start clicking on all cylinders because you get an early out. I mean, honestly, I think you can probably kiss your chances of going to the NCAA tournament goodbye.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're not entirely wrong, right? Because as it sits right now, again, I agree with you. Good win. Don't want to beat a dead horse too much. I mean, you still got a 20-point win. A lot of that, they didn't shoot great, but there's good defense on top of it. So, pros and cons for that game, but you're always going to take the win. But as a result of that win, Nebraska does actually slide up number 40 if you're going to look at the Ken Palm rankings. And I think if we just go to the AP poll, they got Nebraska slated. I just lost it. They got them slated at 49 right now. So sitting pretty good in most of those. That's going to put you anywhere kind of in that sweet spot, 8 to 11 in terms of the dance. They just got to keep winning. And like you said, be consistent. They got to win some road games here. Looking at the rest of their schedule for Nebraska basketball, the road business. Yeah.
Take care of business.
Well, let's look at this. Let me ask you this then. So they got a road game at Indiana. They got a road game at Ohio State, and their final road games at Michigan. They only got 2 home games left, one versus Minnesota, one versus Rutgers. Do they need to get at least one of those away games to lock in?
They need to get both of those.
Okay, so you're saying you need to get absolutely at least 2 out of the 3 road games if you want to be a lock.
I would think so. I mean, to push the narrative, that they're not a team that, we may think they may be like this. We just don't know which team is going to show up to where if they do get it, it's like, okay, y'all a little bit, you're more dominant than, what we were thinking. So yeah, give the go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of those where it is going to kind of come down to the stretch because you're looking at Minnesota too. Does Minnesota belong possibly in the tournament? Because they've been playing some pretty good basketball. I think they're sitting at 16 wins right now. So even though if you're Nebraska, you feel a hell of a lot better than Minnesota. In reality, they're not that far away, and they got the tiebreaker because they beat you. We'll see how this game goes, but if you split this one, then it's going to go to purely statistics on who gets through. But it is one of those. I think they got at least one road game. I've talked about it this entire time. That's kind of the bar of measurement that's keeping Nebraska out. Even earlier on when Northwestern was sitting ahead of Nebraska, you would look, Nebraska beat Northwestern, and you'd still wonder, well, why are they ahead? We got the same conference record, and we have the win over them. It's because Northwestern is able to get a few on the road. I do think for Nebraska that the worst thing you can do is lose all these road games. And with the last one, if you lose on the road to Michigan,
yeah.
That's tough. Even though we saw Wisconsin do it, Wisconsin's been on a skid of their own, which is fascinating because we kind of started that whole skid, and Penn State was one of the teams that was able to get a win on Wisconsin. But I do think I'm going to go ahead and say if you can just win, looking at Nebraska, because I think if you can get 3 out of these last 5, with 2 of those being road games, I think you'd still get in. I think the home court is so well decided that if you can still win out of Indiana and Ohio State, get back even versus Minnesota at home, I think even if you drop those other ones outside of Michigan, you'd be sitting in the tournament pretty solid, just as the way the Big Ten's shaking out right now, because you'd be able to get those tiebreakers that you need and kind of force Minnesota out of the picture.
Yeah. It's debatable, it's arguable, but like I said,
It's close. I mean, it's
leave no room to doubt. So you saying 3 out of 5? I need 4.
Yeah. The only way I'll say this: if you lose to Michigan and you lose to Rutgers and you lose to Ohio State, those 3 right there will probably put you out. And then you're kind of looking at that Big Ten tournament, which, even if you're a big fan of Fred Hoiberg this year, the tournaments for Nebraska basketball have been rough in years past. You hope that they can step in there and plug, but it is kind of one of those culture things where you wonder, do you have to at least advance a few times before you feel good about making a serious push to go ahead and win it all, to make yourself a lock for the tournament. But that's kind of where we're at with Nebraska hoops. Where are you at right now? If you had to put it on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest confidence that this team's going to be in the tournament, 0 being the lowest, where are you at with this team? I'm feeling good. I'm at a 7, I think.
I'm maybe at a 6.
Okay.
Maybe.
Just take care of business.
They're not consistent. So it's like at home, your dog steps up, the people that you need to take over the game. But on the road, those same people don't do half of what they're supposed to do. Even if you just do half, those 8 losses will probably be maybe 6, maybe. So it's factoring in the Big Ten tournament is not played at home and everything. I'm not sure. It makes me nervous. There's too much to chance. It's too much to chance. Like I'm trying to be positive, but I'm being real. Like it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the Nebraska fan syndrome that everyone's been going through. You don't want to get too excited because you don't want to set yourself up for a letdown. But I'll be honest, I'm feeling pretty good about this team. I'm obviously scared with the road games. The only thing, if I'm being honest, that I can't understand about this team is rebounding. I get there's some more energy at home crowds, but why the drop off is so significant on the road? You can't tell me it's refs every single time. I mean, it's about an 8 to 9 rebound difference of this Nebraska team at home than it is on the road, and that's just a purely effort thing. What do you think of when you see that stat line of Nebraska just struggling to get any sort of rebounds whenever they hit the road? To you as an athlete, that's someone who's been a Power 5 D1 athlete, I know it's a different sport, but what is it, just a mental thing that's happening with those guys?
I don't know, because like I said, like you're capable of doing it, but yet you don't. So it's not that you can't. It's not that you won't do it. Like you just don't have the effort that night.
Yeah,
or what's causing you to check out? I don't necessarily know what's been the consistent thing for them to have that reason continue to show up only on the road. So I don't know if the coach doesn't light into you enough, or your girlfriend might have broke up with you, or you just got a terrible assignment due that week, or something. I'm not sure what it is, and it's crazy because I mean, even if you do those small things, like that can help your team out so much. It's not like it's not like, okay, you got to be an efficient scorer, you got to get to the bucket or draw a foul. No, it's literally going to get a ball. That's just effort. So why are you not essentially putting effort on that side of the ball on away games, but you do it at home?
It's a great question. And it's one that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Even against that Illinois game, that was a game where you felt like, man, Nebraska has such great effort in every single category, but just grab a damn body when the ball goes up. You would have had a big road win for Nebraska. If they would have just taken care of the offensive boards, even if you still lose that category, just for it not to be as disastrous as it was. I can't remember how far away the rebounds, but it wasn't even close, I know, to finish that game. And you still got that team, pushed them to the very edge. And if you have that win, then you gave them a 6 before out of 10 on if they're going to make the dance or not. If they get that win over Illinois on the road, which they lost by 3 points, 87 to 84, you'd be feeling pretty certain that'd be a win over 6-seeded Wisconsin, a win over 14 Illinois, a win over number 2 or number 1 Purdue at the time, I believe. You would just have racked up ranked wins and then another big one on the road, and you would essentially be that only Big Ten team to go through all the big dogs in the Big Ten and come out on top.
Still be standing.
Yeah, I mean, you would be, in my mind, if you were able to do that, beat Purdue, beat Wisconsin, beat Northwestern, which I know they're not ranked, but it's a good opponent to me. And then again, you get Illinois, but you just fell short. You couldn't get the offensive board. So to me, I don't know if it's an effort thing or what that is on the road energy wise. I do have hope that Josiah Alec is going to be able to fill that role in terms of energy. I feel like Josiah Alec is finally starting to come into his role in terms of just where he needs to be in terms of a rim runner, in terms of being on defense, and just where to expect the ball. You're seeing that with Keisei Tamanaga and even their connection. They had a really sick play against Penn State where you can imagine the pressure that Tamanaga gets on a dribble, a handoff on the perimeter. Perfect pass, gets to Josiah Alec inside. That's kind of who I'm expecting to help this team on the road. Who are those key performers for Nebraska down this stretch, in particular these road games? Because I think we all feel pretty good about Nebraska at home.
Again, just your starters. Your starters struggle to be consistent. So, your main core group of guys out there don't handle business as how they should. Even if you get 4 of your starters, I'm not saying all 5 of your starters have to, be superstars and everything like that. Just get 4 of them. 4 of your starters and maybe, for sure a guy on the bench.
CJ can plug that role, we know.
So it's just that there hasn't been a collective group to where 4 out of the 5 guys or out of your starting 6, your rotational guys, at least 5 to 4 of those guys take care of business. I haven't seen it on a consistent basis. Do they do stuff at home and everything like that? Yes. But I'm talking about holistically. If your rebounding people step up, and every now and then, your rebounding people go off and have, some of those massive type games that we've that he's shown that he can do and everything like that, but yet hitting it on the defensive board or an offensive board, that's extra possessions. So we've seen them attack, these bigger university or these ranked universities who they're not, supposed to, win against, and y'all have done it. So it's there, but it's not just one person. Like, it's a whole collective group day in and day out to get the job done.
Yeah, and especially when you're talking about rebounding, which again I think is the one thing most Nebraska fans can stress. That's why you guys are losing on the road. It's sloppy turnovers, and again, it sounds like I'm smashing on this team. I do love this team. They've been awesome to watch. It's just the road games are infuriating because again, it's like the stuff you control. It's like that's obviously when you play your games, there's times it's like that pass. You guys don't do it at home. Then you get on the road. I don't know if you feel rushed or what it is, or is it an early shot? And then again, when it comes to the rebounding, I get it. Rink Mast, you want better performances out of him on the road in terms of the glass, but he's an undersized center. That's a 5-man, or obviously 7-1 deep 4 probably. Grab a body and get the board.
Be more physical.
Rink Mast to go grab 15 a night.
Teams probably are going to be, towering over you. You're a smaller team, which is fine and dandy. That's
part of their game plan. It's clear. It's part of their game plan. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. Like that. That's fine. Okay, be more physical. If the refs want to call a game, make them call a game. Like I'm not mad at that. Make the other team, feel and impose your will. Then people will start looking at you a little differently before they drive down there or coming out of the game after playing with you. Like they may be small or they may be not as big as us, but they sure are physical. Then that plays into your style and whatnot, and you could play a lot more relaxed. That's just me. I'm not a basketball person. I'm just that's just my opinion.
Yeah, there's a place for it, I think. And Draymond Green, although I think he's at an extreme right now, I think at one point in time it was actually helpful to the Warriors, kind of add that stress. Like I honestly, as long as it's nothing dirty and you're not intentionally trying to hurt anyone, I wouldn't mind seeing a technical, even from Fred Hoiberg. Just something to get the energy in the guys.
Yeah, passion is a part of the game. It comes out.
Yeah, so I want to be, someone needs to kind of be that enforcer. Again, I don't want you to shove a guy in the back when he's going up for a dunk and try to take him out of the game. No one's calling for that. But if you get called for a tee because you're trying to fight through a rebound a little too hard, or someone who's boxing you out and you're getting a tee because you end up just completely shoving the guy out of the way, I'm cool with it. It's you lose the possession. But it's sends a message for the whole team that you're not taking that. That we got to put some effort into it. And if we get a technical, so be it. But With that being said, I think we'll go ahead and put a pin on college basketball. I think I'm pretty high on it. 402-464-5685. Is this the team to go to the tournament? And if you want to put a 1A, a 1B answer, is this the team to finally win a March Madness tournament game? Because again, it's crazy to think, but here we are with only 5 games left in the season, 3 on the road, 2 at home. And the Huskers at 18 wins have a real chance to finally get out of that ugly stat. Because really, I mean, I'll just ask this before we get out of here. Is that one of the worst stats you think you could have as a Power 5 school, to be the only team to not win a March Madness tournament?
That hurts.
I can't think of a bigger kind of diss that you could throw at any other Power 5 school.
I mean, basketball and football, I mean, not going to a bowl game, that kind of sucks too. That's up there.
Yeah, but we got some history we can point to. With basketball, it's like
but with basketball, that hurts. That hurts. With the guys that have came through and moved on to play in the league and everything like that, to not have something in that column, that's embarrassing. That's not a little bit embarrassing. That's embarrassing completely.
Yep, and it'll just be so great because again, you mentioned it. It's not like Nebraska's never had great teams. We've had great athletes here. It's just for whatever reason haven't been able to get it done. And you just know if this team were to find a way to finally get that win, you can imagine every Husker alumni. You can go back as far as you want. You go to Strickland's days. You can go to Delano Banton and Sam Griesel. Everyone's going to be watching along with the rest of the country just because this is, again, it's such a bizarre stat. To do it at Nebraska, there's a real shot for it. So you guys can let me know on the text line if you think Nebraska is finally going to get it done this year. I'm feeling pretty good about it. DP on the fence, but you're at a 6 instead of a 5, so I'll take it.
My feet are sitting on this side of the fence. So I'm facing forward.
We'll take that. That's a win right there. On the other side, we'll talk about this NBA All-Star game. Quite the thriller for anyone who stayed up to watch it, because that's another point of mine is time-wise, never quite starting on time in terms of the NBA. So we'll talk about that all on the other side. This is the Don't Punt Hour. I'm Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2. Host, as always, DeMornay Pearsonell streaming in. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Koppel truly has a small-town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at KoppelCars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
The sport of baseball became segregated in 1889. In 1947, Jackie Robinson broke the major league color barrier when he joined the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Certainly baseball has grown considerably, and we're quite proud of the role that we've played in it.
Every year on April 15th, all MLB teams celebrate Jackie Robinson Day to honor this civil rights pioneer. We salute Jackie Robinson during Black History Month.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Ready to upgrade your combine in 2024? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine to fit your operations needs. Choose from 4.5% for up to 60 months or a 12-month interest waiver, followed by John Deere financial rates with approved credit through the end of February. When you purchase a pre-owned S or X Series combine from Landmark, know you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running. View our current inventory online at landmarkim.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pearson.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour. I'm Harrison Owens on the ones and twos. The host, as always, DeMornay Pearson streaming in. And again, if you guys got any questions, you want to talk about the electric NBA All-Star Game, 402-464-5685 is that Starter Heyman text line. Put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. So, the All-Star Game happened this weekend. The final score, the Eastern Conference All-Stars get away with this one. They win it 211 to 186. So the West,
Yikes.
What a tough loss. 186 to 211 points. The amount of shots they took is just absolutely insane. The West was 80 for 143, and the East was 83 for 146. They both shot about 50% from the floor. 3-point percentage, about 35 for the West, 43 for the East. Free throws, 100 for the West. A lot of those no one really cares too much about because the free throws are not calling a whole lot to begin with. Let's see. Yeah. Let me just ask this. Take a guess. How many free throws were shot in the All-Star game? Good morning, Pearson.
Combine both sides, I would
Yeah,
probably
you
say.
probably remember just counting your head of all the ones you saw. It probably wouldn't be far off.
I would say it's probably under 20.
Yeah, it is only 5.
Damn.
5 total free throws. So again, it's pretty clear not really that competitive of a game if they're not even calling it that way. Assist total 60 to 46. I mean, all these numbers are just insane. Turnovers, though, I mean, only 11 to 14. Some of them almost look like normal numbers. The West with a whopping 100 points in the paint. And the East with 74. The point is, as I'm reading all this, is that this game is just garbage. Like, it's just not what they wanted.
It's not a game. It's not
Adam
a game.
Silver was pretty disappointed. I thought that was clear. What are your thoughts? Just give me your initial thoughts of the All-Star game and this one in particular.
It used to be exciting and fun and everything like that. Probably like, the last couple of minutes, like, teams were turning it up and everything like that. I don't know what happened. Like, it's just not the same. Like, I'm not, excited about All-Star weekend. I mean, unless I go and like a part of the festivities and everything like that. The dunk contest used to be fun because you used to know the guys that were partaking in the 3-point is still okay. I'm not too
best one, I think.
They brought back like the sophomore versus like the rookies or whatnot. So I think that's fun. But they got to change. They got to change up. I mean, same thing kind of happened with the NFL a couple years, and you see they went to like flag football to make more things exciting and competitive. I mean, but I get it. Basketball players play way more games than football. They're out there trying to win this shit. They could care less or get healthy to sign a contract extension or a big contract at the end of the season. So they have their reasons for really not taking it that serious. But there are too many hands involved in the NBA to where y'all could come up with something creative and fun or and like more initiative to get guys, kind of to make it a little bit more competitive and better for the fans to watch.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something so much as like I'll give you guys 80 games in a season as opposed to 82, just so we can get this All-Star game in and for you guys to care. And part of it, you're right. It's looked at as a break for those guys. I mean, it's pretty clear, and I'm not even saying they're wrong for thinking that. But it is interesting because you look at Adam Silver, and he is, compared to Stern, is just this ultimate player-friendly commissioner. Like, he is very players first. Let me get behind these guys. And a lot of times it's worked out very well for him. And at times it's even admirable what he's been able to do for the league. And then at certain times it does start to feel like he's almost getting pushed around. It was interesting for him to say the day before the All-Star game, I think it's going to be a really good one. And then I don't know if you caught it after, his quote was, paraphrasing here, well, you guys broke the record for most points. And it was kind of an awkward pause. Congratulations. Like, he was not impressed by the product at all because he was aware that no one wanted to watch that. If you're curious about who the leading scorer was, it was 50 points from Karl Anthony Towns. But again, you just like, there's 50 points, 39, 30. Everyone's just shooting whatever they want. If you wanted to score 80 points.
The West All-Stars were stacked. Like, I could probably name maybe 4 All-Stars on the East.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I can probably tell you the whole West. Like that. Like, that's crazy. And bad.
Yeah, and the East wins it still. So again, it just kind of tells
the
you.
The West probably didn't even care. Like,
and I don't even think the East cared that they won. There's just not a lot on the line for those guys. The biggest challenge is how do you get those guys to care? It seems like there should be a reasonable way to get those guys to compete in the All-Star game. Maybe get rid of the exaggerated long intros that they do. They kind of did that this year, which helped.
I feel like that's kind of a staple though. Like, you can't get rid of that. Shorten the game up. Instead of a full-pledged clock, like a shot clock, cut that down some to where the game's speeding up. I don't know if you got I don't know if you remember like and one where they had like an announcer like running up and down the court, exciting type stuff. Mix not fans necessarily, but stars kind of like in the All-Star game to make it a little bit more, involved, have a vote for, 5 celebrities to be on, each All-Star team and, have okay, you got to have 2 celebrities on the court at all times, or 1 celebrity on the court at all times, to kind of make it interesting to where it's like, all right, well, the celebrities are going to actually try, and I don't know, make something out of it. I don't know if the All-Stars in the NBA get paid. I know for the NFL, if you do make, the Pro Bowl and everything like that, you do get some money thrown your way and everything like that. I think the flag football for half the field has been more excitement. You see guys actually playing a lot better and whatnot. So I don't necessarily know what those changes need to be to the to the NBA to get that going. But it is definitely, I don't even think I watched the full quarter, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people did. I mean, it's that simple. It's just they're struggling to find a way to make it entertaining. And your point with the celebrity game, my God, make the teams even at least. That's what I didn't understand. The teams were so uneven. That was what was crazy about that. I'm like, this is one of the easier controllable things. Just make the teams even. Done. But they didn't even have that part right. Which, I think the celebrity game, even if that one went away, I'm good with that one. It's never been that entertaining to me. Very rarely do you get someone who can actually hoop. When it happens, it's cool. But for the most part, it just feels kind of lopsided.
Put all the All-Stars in a bowl and have each captain pick out a name, and whoever you get, you like make it fun, interesting. At least that'd be even. Like, I mean, whoever you get is whoever you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ways to make things better or whatnot. Or you only can have 5 dribbles a possession. So in 5 dribbles, if you can't score, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, now you got to get creative with shot collection. Now you showcasing your athletes and their ability to create shots or get things done in a certain amount of time. And now you're getting people engaged. It's like, okay, well, let's see how many dribbles it takes, or how many people off the dribble of this and or that and there. Something different than what's going on, because now it's just 2.5 hours of wasting your time.
Let me double down on that then. Is it worth fixing it, or do you double down on it just being purely entertainment and you just think of all creative ways that really aren't that competitive? It's more just a game show. I mean, that's kind of the
but I'm saying, okay, so if you limit, so say each possession you can only have 7 dribbles.
Okay.
That'll okay, and whatever winning of the team gets bump up whichever side wins gets more money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now you putting the athletes in a position to, like, okay, instead of dribbling and going through the motions and everything like that, well, you only got 7 dribbles. If you use those 7 dribbles, you turn over the ball. Now you got to actually use your skill. If that's shooting, if that's coming off pick and roll, if that's coming off of screens and everything like that, you make it a little bit more competitive instead of just going through the motions.
How many turnovers does James Harden have in those rules?
He's not an all-star, so it's no problem.
I just think it'd be funny to see him try to take less than 7 dribbles to set up his ISO shot. But I mean, it's not a bad idea. I think that's what you come to realize when you go through these all-star games is they're just going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. I just think they're at that point because you got to get the players to care. They really don't get a whole lot of money. The money they get out of it is more based off what were my signing contracts that have any all-star bonuses tied in there. I think I don't know, 2018 was $100,000 for the winner. I'm not seeing anything for this year, but I don't think it's moved up that much. So again, they're not getting a whole lot of money. If anything, they gave out the money for that middle of the season tournament that they had this year, which really, what would be a lot nicer is if you could somehow just move that mid-season tournament
to All-Star Weekend.
That's what I'm thinking. Start it, because obviously it's stretched out through weeks. It's too big of a tournament. And while it's stretched out through weeks in that tournament, if you just start that a little early and then just time it up so that championship game, get rid of, you can probably just like the All-Star game, you keep it. But I think right after that, that'd be tough for the All-Star game though. You'd have to almost scrap that completely because you're.
I don't think they should scrap the All-Star game completely.
How do you tie that in though? Because they're not going to want to play. What I'm trying to say, they're not going to want to play the championship game and then the All-Star game, or vice versa. They'd have to be like separate days or something.
It is. There's a lot going on. You got the in-season tournament, All-Star game, and then you got the teams and competitors trying to get to an actually finals championship. So the guys who are invested in that, Jokic and all those type of guys, they're not really going to take that all too serious. So I don't know necessarily how you get it done, but you have other people, or the all-stars, probably a majority of them, they're on teams that probably can go play for a championship, or at least that are going to be playoff contending teams. So I mean, you're not going to get, I don't think you're going to get most guys best shot, or even close to their third best shot in these games like that. So like I said, you got to come up with something more competitive to get them to, like I said, showcase their skills. I don't understand the in-season tournament regardless already and what it's for. So I don't understand how that came about. Why that?
NFL is just a monster. Well, I'll give you the answer. Take a guess out of the 100 broadcasts out of last year. Top 100 broadcasts. So we're talking Emmys, we're talking music awards, breaking news, whatever it may be. 97 broadcasts. Or excuse me, 100. How many out of the 100 are NFL?
I'll probably say 100. I mean, I'll probably say like 90, 94, 95.
I let my answer slip there. It's 97. There's only 3 other events that's like the NBA Finals, MLB, even the Women's World Cup, all that. Because I believe that was last year, if I'm thinking it right. All of that doesn't even come close. The NFL gets 97 out of 100. So that's like telling you, if it's that many games, people are turning on like, ooh, we got Falcons, Bears. Yeah, I'm going to turn this on over Bucks, Lakers, Bucks, Clippers. Like the amount of interest in the NFL, you can be a bottom of the barrel NFL team.
And people are still tuning in.
It's just the amount. So that's essentially what the midseason tournament is. It's like, oh my God, how do we get a hold on the NFL? Because they are just taking over everything. And it was a little bit of success. I think kind of my biggest problem with it is just the timing of it. I think your best chance is to move it closer to that All-Star break, because the All-Star break is just becoming a worse and worse product every year. One more event before we get to break here, the dunk contest. Mac McClung, 2 years in a row. He gets it again. What were your thoughts on that? I got a few of my own.
I mean, he's impressive, but
I just mean as the dunk contest as a whole, if you liked it or not.
I mean, it was all right. Like I said, like you don't even have, your second best, dunkers in the competition at all. So I mean, nothing to him. Like I said, I think he's an amazing performer. He's found his niche and done something good at it and whatnot. But I want to see some of these other people that are high flyers and whatnot compete in it and whatnot. I don't understand. You literally, dunk for a living, and now all of a sudden you have no interest in doing it.
Mm-hmm. It's not cool. It sounds so dumb to say. It's not cool to do dunk contests, but I mean, that's the reason why it's like, if you're LeBron and you do it and you lose it, like all you get is hate out of it. That's the only reason why.
I don't understand how how LeBron hasn't even attempted it in his career. All the greats and all the GOATs that they put him up against and everything like that. If you want to go for stats, awards, and everything like that, you telling me like as easy as it could have been for you, like you never, not once within your first 6-7 years of your career, just to get it out the way. Kobe got one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
MJ got one. Vince got one. Like that was kind of like and you came. He was in the era to where like that was still the thing to do, and he kind of. I'm not saying he started it, but he's a big reason why I feel like a lot of stars have went away from it, of what not competing in it and everything like that.
Yeah, and real quick here, just to illustrate your point, is we'll go through this kind of golden era of the dunk contest, or I shouldn't say golden era, but what was a good era? Really kind of 06 I remember, if you remember Nate Robinson.
Yes.
That
Super,
dude
which uniform? He had the green one and the blue one on. Which year? I remember both.
06. I'd have to dig deep to try to remember which one. But that was 06, and then 07, Gerald Green. 08, Dwight Howard goes in there. 09, that's the Nate Robinson again. Okay, 2010, Nate Robinson wins it again. 2011, Blake Griffin joins the mix. Jeremy Evans, 2012. 2013, Terrence Ross. Even though Terrence Ross is not a big name, I think that one was pretty solid. 2015, you had Zach LaVine. 2016, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. That one was incredible.
That was nice.
And then you kind of start getting to 2017 is where it feels like it really started falling off. Because 2017, you get Glenn Robinson III, DeAndre Jordan, Aaron Gordon, Derek Jones. None of those are bad except for Derek Jones, who probably had the most bounce at that time. 2018, Larry Nance, Dennis Smith Jr., Victor Oladipo. 2019, Diallo, Dennis Smith Jr., Miles Bridges, John Collins was in the dunk contest in 2019. 2020s, Derek Jones, Aaron Gordon, Pat Connaughton. All right, Dwight Howard as he's older. And then you get 21, Anthony Simons, Obi Toppin, and Cassius Stanley. 2022, Obi Toppin, Juan Toscano, Anderson, Jalen Green, Cole Anthony, and then 2 years of Mac McClung. And if I'm just to be honest, with a bunch of other young guys that no one really knows yet. You can hear it in the names. If I don't want to say irrelevancy, but these guys just aren't big yet. Maybe in the future, but no one knows who the hell they are now. And that's the problem.
So, like I said, I want to see Ja in a contest, Anthony Edwards. I want to see the best against the best. I want to see high flyers. If you claim to be a high flyer, you had to get the dunk contest. And now all these high flyers aren't even attempting to get at it.
How fun would it be? Zion Williamson, John Morant. Give me a couple other high flyers. Giannis isn't really much of a high flyer. Maybe you probably don't.
Anthony Edwards, he's up
Anthony
there. Edwards. Levine still got bounced. Like you can throw him in there. I mean that right there, it'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's dunk contest for me. There's a few things. Also, the judges maybe don't give a 10 right away. It'll help you out later down the road. That's just something they got to figure out. They were getting booed at this dunk contest simply because the judges were already kind of screwing it up and the fans were letting them know. But yeah, to me, it's get players that people recognize. Not that just don't get the most athletic dudes. They got to be recognizable. And then B, fix them judging. Like the judging is just so bad, and it's just always a disaster on who actually won it and what the argument ensues after. So yeah, just a rough all-star event for the NBA once again. It'll be curious to see what they do in the future, but 2024 was not it at all. So we'll throw the break here. Don't go anywhere. This is the Don't Punt Hour. We got the Morning Personnel. I'm Harrison Arns. We'll be right back.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Clear skies expected tonight as we'll drop down to an overnight low of around 29. More incredible February warmth on the way tomorrow. An afternoon high of around 66 degrees. It will be breezy again. West-southwest winds gusting over 20, close to 25 miles per hour at times. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Iron Height Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Iron Height Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironheightconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting free workout for athletes and fitness enthusiasts who want the most out of their workout. Anarchy can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. Liberty Law Group is here to do the heavy lifting for you. We believe in treating every client with respect and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Kirstenau.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. This is the Don't Punt Hour. DeMornay Personnel, the host, as always, streaming in. Last-second comments, 402-464-5685. You can always chime in that way. We did have one earlier when we were talking about the All-Star game. Shout out to Husker Army, since MLB plays way more games than any of them, and they still mostly take their All-Star game serious. Again, kind of talking about the problem with the All-Star game, not just in the NBA. I'd say the MLB probably the best, NHL second, and then it's kind of a crapshoot from there on who's got the next best All-Star game. But before we get out of here, I didn't have a chance to ask you, but I know we talked about the Super Bowl, but Steve Wilks, defensive coordinator, letting him go blew my mind. If I'm looking at that, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm not looking at the defense as the reason we lost the Super Bowl. DeMornay Personnel, what are your thoughts?
Where's the accountability of where Shanahan did wrong? You talk about, well, they scored so many points of this and this and that and everything like that, and it's like, if you look at it, his numbers statistically were better than the guy that left for the Texans, DeMarco.
Nico Ryans, yep.
Yeah. So he was statistically, people scored less against y'all. He created more turnovers than a guy that y'all were there with, multiple seasons. So, the NFL is a business, and you can put it as, it might. I think there's more to it. I don't think it was right. I don't think it was only the defensive coordinator's fault for them not winning a Super Bowl. And this is what Kyle's third time on that stage, and it seems like he's still doing the same consistent thing with choking. With I'm not saying taking your foot off the gas, but just not closing in those big situations. You look the best team all year. You created this super team. You've gotten to this. You've did it with this quarterback, that quarterback, draft that quarterback, traded this guy, and everything like that. And you point the finger at the defensive guy.
And you fired him after the Super Bowl. So have fun.
A day after. So
all those jobs are gone. Like you put him in a tough
So I believe Wilkes probably said something that hurt his feelings, or got them to be aggravated and whatnot, and so be it. So I don't think the guy should have lost his job after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at his track record. Look at what he's done even before he was there with Carolina. Carolina looked like a different team with Steve. At the interim head coach and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And it's disappointing because it'll get labeled as it's easier to point the finger at him and say, well, this happened. Well, they scored more points than us. Well, why didn't you score points at all? We just you did 3/4 of the game. Like what happened?
Yeah,
it ain't all just his fault. So I don't think it was fair. It shocked me, but he just wasn't a good fit. You wasn't saying that all year.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's one of those where
you wasn't angry about the points he gave up to Detroit. You wasn't angry about the other points in the other games. Y'all lost before then. You wasn't pointing the finger at defense then. So now all of a sudden, it's him and he got to go. He wasn't a fit. Man, get out of here. I don't want to hear that. It's something else. And then it'll come out probably in a year or two. Or people that's close to the situation understand what it was. I believe, the coach is hiding behind something.
Might not be wrong there. I mean, to me, I'm not going to put anything out just because I'm right there with you. And I think most people are. Didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I don't think anyone is looking at that as this guy needs to be fired. Statistically,
he was better than what you had for 2 years.
Yeah, and also one of your key guys, Greenlaw, goes out on a freak injury on the sideline, and it's like the guy who subs in for him is just getting picked on all game, and it's pretty clear. Just bizarre. So I thought we had to bring that up because I think you, along with any other people, just think that's kind of a bizarre firing. We'll probably find out what really happened, but not for a while. But that's going to wrap it up for us on the Don't Punt Hour. But we got Speed and Power with Megan Walker and guest up next. So don't go anywhere. Plenty left ahead here on Ticket Weeknights.